Alright, welcome to the After Stream Show, broskies. This is the show where we basically talk about everything that we normally would after the stream. We just have pretty interesting discussions that were like, you know, that would have been pretty cool if we recorded it.
So what's your opinion about trans?
We talk about some really weird stuff. Like, even though we already know our opinions and stuff, like, we just mention it just because we can. So that's pretty much what we're going to do. Actually, we should join our own server for this one. Are we live?
Fine.
I guess we're live streaming it, yeah. I wonder if it changed the thumbnail and
stuff.
Move
the bros hangout?
Yeah, let's move the bros hangout. If I can find it. Here we are.
We should get Star Fox into this VC. Hold on, I'm messaging him.
Alright.
Did you have fun on your live stream?
Yeah, I had fun. Now we're doing the after stream show where we can have even more fun talking to yeah, that was War talking. I was like, wait, War?
Yeah.
What's up, War?
I'm trying to get a certain weeaboo in as well.
Dude, your room's so clean.
my room?
It's clean, bro.
Yeah, it's barely a lot of stuff.
It's clean of all that gay porn Gknight was hiding. I mean, what?
It's War's room, bro. What are you talking about?
Oh, never mind.
My room is so white.
That was over 10 seconds. Well, it's because I didn't want it to I didn't want it to be a continuation of the same stream. So that's why it was a little longer.
Yo, like, seriously, are we actually getting another heavy bomb for the...
Are we getting another what?
Another heavy bomber for the Americans in WAD.
You guys want to talk about WAD on the after stream show?
Well, I mean, I just want to know the opinion.
Bombers should not be added.
Okay.
Bombers should not be added. Bombers should not be added. It's just a blank screen with your face.
I don't know. I think it's fine. I think if they want to add the B-17, add it. It's another fun plane to fly, so they should add it. But they should fix the game mechanics with it. You know, if they're going to add the B-17, fix game mechanics too.
I think they should fix the game mechanics first.
Well, right now they're doing both. Like, they're fixing game mechanics. That's why the updates are taking longer, because what they're doing is they're adding a plane, and they're fixing the game mechanics at the same time. Because with the last update, that's what they did. They added the planes, and then they nerfed everything and buffed a lot of things they shouldn't have.
So is that really fixing the game mechanics?
Maybe not.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they tried. So
I think the WAD has a community that misguides them.
I'd agree with that too. People don't know what they want.
Don't at me, but that's my honest opinion about what to do. You have a community that actively misguides.
Vlad asked a very interesting question.
You know, they're not gaijin. They actually care about their community.
Okay, people apparently have opinions on this. What the hell? Okay, I don't know, man.
Maybe.
Hey, War, I have a question.
Yeah. How old are you?
Prefer jets over props?
Huh?
I can't get into it.
Wait, say again?
How do you prefer jets over props? I just can't get into it.
Jets over props. I mean, in jets, you want to go boom and zoom.
I know you want to go boom and zoom. That doesn't help when you keep on getting pilot type.
You got missiles up your butt. You want to die? Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't even have the modification for missiles yet. It's taking me forever.
The missiles, I feel like it's a bit stupid, but I mean, it is what it is. So
I mean, to be fair, I actually get the fire flash missiles, which from what I've heard are pretty good.
Guys, random topic generator. Do you guys want to try it?
Random topic.
I'm gonna generate a random topic, and that's what we're gonna talk about. All right.
All right.
You need help.
What's the best/worst thing about your work/school?
Ooh.
What happened?
What's the best/worst thing about your work/school?
It was relatively safe.
Relatively safe.
Okay, I guess. Okay, who wants to start? Maybe.
That was the best thing about school. It was very safe.
Okay, this man just said school was safe. Do you know how many death threats our school receives?
My school.
Who goes? Public schools aren't safe, bro.
My public school was safe.
Which one? Your high school?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess we're in college now. You want to talk about college? What's the best thing and worst thing?
War won't be able to contribute that much because, well,
We'll talk about his high school. I mean, okay. We'll just go. We'll just like make a circle and we'll talk. Okay. Best thing about you want to talk? Okay, high school or college? Which one are you gonna do?
Hey, what's up, Bronze?
I guess we'll talk about.
hey, Alan.
I guess we'll talk about the college thing because that's what's current. All right. Best thing about college is the freedom. 100%.
Amen.
It's kind of nice, but if you don't know what to do with it, then you're gonna really screw yourself over. So you gotta be careful with it.
Yeah, that's
Worst
that's
thing.
why, like,
Yeah.
I'm nervous about college.
Yeah, don't be nervous. It's so much better than high school. I'm gonna tell you straight out. The worst thing about it is that first of all, it's very stressful, but that's not even the worst part about it. The worst part is the price. Like, holy crap, man! They're charging like $40K like for college like nowadays, and it's you can
40,000 for college.
yeah. And if you're in state, you can get it for like 20K. But even then, 20K. And we're not even talking about we're not even talking about a year. We're talking about a semester, like, or maybe a year. But yeah, I think it's 20K a year. Even then, that's for the cheapest, like the lowest of low college, not community college. If you're going to a 4-year college, you're going to be paying so much money. Like, I don't understand how people can afford it. I mean, you can't. You have to take out loans and stuff. And it's kind
Hey,
of...
what's up, Gknight? How you been doing?
We're good. Do you know what we're doing right now?
Oh yeah, you're doing a live stream. I don't know.
Okay, I was just wondering. All right. What's the best part about school for you?
For me?
Yeah, since you're here.
Basically, just doing schoolwork and then, just basically hanging out with your buddies. That's it.
Yeah, hanging out with buddies is good. All right, what's the worst part now?
The worst part, where you have to listen to damn teachers and.
Whoa. Okay. That's funny.
So,
All right, this guy hates his teacher apparently. All right.
That's the reason why my mom's kind of getting me into homeschooling and all that, and not like actual schooling because.
I will say I prefer high school teachers over college professors.
Yeah. I mean, I got to think about that one actually. I mean,
High school.
I don't know actually.
In college, just a lot of people, right? I mean, they can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's more easier to like say how am I supposed to say it? It's more easier just to get your schoolwork done than listen to what your teachers have to say. Because I'm
I
more
feel
like
in college though, you're at the level where you can't just figure it out on your own more often than not.
I don't know about that. I'm gonna agree with you. College is literally about a textbook. Like they sell you the textbook, and if you read that textbook and do whatever that textbook tells you to do, you literally that's the class. They just based it.
What?
The teacher doesn't even know what to teach you most
You
of the
didn't
time.
answer my question.
They just it's a fruit.
What's a fruit?
It's a fruit.
What's a
If
fruit?
you want to go like that, because fruits have seeds in it.
What's a fruit?
Nothing.
Tomatoes?
Flowers.
Watermelons.
It's something that you have.
Yeah, Bronze has one.
Bronze definitely has one.
Bronze, what do you have? In between your legs.
Oh
Yeah.
God, no.
Between your legs.
You can make yogurt out of it.
No.
I heard.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Okay.
Holy crap, Vlad. I don't want to
I mean, it's
Yeah,
better than what
no.
Gknight had. Gknight doesn't have it because they chopped it off.
That's not it. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that.
Go to Alan Dag.
Alright. I don't think Bronze gets it. Alright.
Hi. Well, I'm in your house
Yeah,
now.
Gknight, if you can hear like some thunder.
Vlad, are you ever going to teach me Russian? He just left.
Know that.
Alright. What are we doing now? I feel like every time we force an after stream show, we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah. So Gknight, what do you think about the ME262 being added?
It should not be added.
Oh, they should add it.
I have-
Why don't they just add planes? More planes, more fun, right?
Yeah, more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
more fun,
Gknight, you always complain about War
chaotic,
Thunder doing the
it's
exact
like
same thing though.
What do you mean? War Thunder has no physics. There's no gravity in War Thunder.
You're saying that Wings of Duty.
Wings of Duty has gravity. It's just kind of
No, it
weird.
doesn't. No, it doesn't.
It does. More gravity than War Thunder.
What's gravity in Wings of Duty?
The reason why they're adding about the reason why they're adding the B-17.
Star Fox. Gknight
want to
just
read.
said.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, the
just
Star
said-
Fox here?
Something about.
Yeah.
You
Hold
said-
on,
you
let me
mentioned about
talk.
something about the B-17.
Go ahead.
Wait, War, let me talk. Gknight literally just said Wings of Duty has graphic and War Thunder does not.
What?
It
Wait,
has
what?
what? Excuse me, what?
Wait, excuse what?
You heard that right?
Dude, it's been so long since I've heard your
I don't
voice.
think I
It's
heard it
weird.
right. I don't think I heard it right. Can you repeat that?
WAD has gravity. War Thunder has no gravity.
Oh, gravity. I heard graphics. I was like,
Gravity.
very
Gravity.
serious?
Yeah,
Okay.
graphic.
Bro, you know we looked up your name on Urban Dictionary and it said you're a girl.
Oof.
Do you got something to tell us?
I mean, his name is Gilo. I mean, it's like
Was there a I just want to know, was there a conversion 10 years ago?
Totally.
That didn't sound convincing, bro. That didn't sound convincing.
It depends on whether it's spelled with one or two L.
I mean, it sounds like they just jacked you up on testosterone.
It depends on
yeah.
how many L's you spell it.
Hey, Star
Okay.
Fox.
Because
Sorry,
it
how
makes
do
a
you
difference
look
on
up?
whether
No,
you
they put
pronounce-
one L. It was one L.
Okay, weird. Because it makes a difference on whether you pronounce it Bela or Bella, basically.
You need to look at. Hold up. Are you still on our server? Oh, obviously, we're on our server. What the hell am I saying? Join. Okay, go to screenshots. Start scrolling up, and you're gonna find your name, Bila, and it says
You look-
a girl that is
Did
beautiful
you-
inside and has an amazing personality.
Wait, Gknight, did you look up my name?
Well,
Beast in the Beauty.
That's
Dude, I don't
fucking,
think your name exists.
Well,
What?
that's
No,
that's,
look up my name.
Urban
Do my name
Dictionary.
for
So
that.
that's a what's
Urban
it called?
Dictionary's never wrong. How dare
No, I
you
mean,
question
like,
Urban
no, I mean,
Dictionary?
like,
Do my name.
it doesn't
Gknight,
explain
do
it.
my name.
It's not an explanation or like explanation for what the name means. It's like more like a comparison sort of thing. Like I don't know.
Gknight, do
That's not
my
it.
name. Gknight, do my
Okay,
name.
Urban. Let's look up everyone's
Pretty
name,
sure
alright?
there's-
So let's
pretty
start
sure
with
there's other-
Van Dyke here.
Pretty sure there's other sources
Make
to
sure you
look up
spell
what
it
the
right.
names mean.
Van Dyke. Do you have any spaces in there?
Yes.
I mean, TP once looked up my name and it came out to be the destroyer of enemies or some shit like that. So-
Well, we'll see about that. Okay, so Van Dyke. A Van Dyke is a variation of a goatee with a mustache, named after the 17th century Flemish painter Sir Anthony Van Dyke, also spelled Van Dyke. This is not a fucking goatee. It's obviously Van Dyke. You're an asshole. Okay, let's look up. Should I look up Gabe? Since I go by Gabe, we'll look up Gabe.
Oh, nice, we're facing
you
US.
already do game?
I did it here, but I want to read it to everyone else. Gabe. Gabe is a Gabe. The true definition of a Gabe is that they are Gabe and nothing else. Other forms of Gabe are unreal as it is just Gabe. Marcus, is that Adrian? What is he doing? Powell. Nah, that's Gabe doing Gabe things. I don't know why, but I feel like this really sums up my YouTube channel. Or at least Gabe on this YouTube channel.
No,
Yeah,
that
but-
sums up every Warfighter.
Remember-
No, go ahead
remember-
on with that guy. I'm gonna go ahead on with that.
No, remember the ethnicity thing?
Ethnic.
Yeah, remember that
The
ethnicity thing?
reason why they're thinking of they're
No.
adding the beast theme because they
Search
want to
up
recreate the
friends.
whole Red Tail theme thing. That's why they're
Oh,
adding
so
the
this is
beast.
the
Guys,
second
the
time
whole-
I'm facing US for some reason. Oh,
Okay.
Oh, you're also playing War Thunder.
yeah.
Okay.
You want to squad up? I'm playing the Mark 22 right now.
Bro, we're
You guys,
you have when have you slept? Like when was the last time you went to sleep and like not played War Thunder?
Yeah,
yeah, wait,
must
Star,
have been
you been
roughly
playing
24
War Thunder?
hours ago.
Have you been playing
No
War Thunder at 2 a.m.?
He hasn't stopped. Like he's never logged off. I'm a little concerned at this point.
Yeah, I'm concerned too. He was.
I think
like,
we're
when I
all
was, like, at
concerned.
night, when I was like at 12 in the morning, like.
I got a legit question though.
Well,
It's-
no, at 12 in the
Star
morning
was
I actually
playing.
had class.
Like when I wake up, you're playing War Thunder, and when I go to sleep, you're playing War Thunder. Like I don't know, man. Like I don't know.
No, wait, let me check how long this session has been. I mean, Steam keeps a record of it. Current session, 365 minutes. Okay, I think I'm good.
Wait, did I hit 365 minutes?
Yes.
How many
That's
hours
like
is that?
6 hours almost.
How many?
That's almost 6 hours, right?
I think
Yeah,
so.
that is 6 hours.
Oh my gosh!
You've been playing 6 hours.
Holy crap! This man.
What?
Dude,
Bro.
it's so messed up.
6 hours. I don't even go to school for 6 hours.
Just ignore me flying jets.
Okay,
Usually I would go to school for 8
Wanna
hours.
do War Thunder?
dude. Okay, is Corona still a big deal in Germany, or are people just kind of doing things now?
It's like on the transition. So
Okay.
some schools are opening up again, but right now I would actually be on vacation either way.
Okay,
Oh my god.
so Germany's kind of recovered. What about like businesses and stuff?
Well, the government's like investing a crap ton of money into
Man, oh, God
economy to get the
They're-
economy back alive. We actually lowered taxes to help the people.
They lowered taxes. That's
Man,
Yeah,
that's
lower
not.
tax-
Imagine America doing that.
Oh yeah.
we
imagine
lowered
that.
taxes by 2% until the end of the year.
No.
Yeah,
2%.
that's
Guys, you
America
can.
right
Here's your 2 cents back. Here you go. That should last you a whole year, right? You guys are good, right? Economy.
I mean, it's a little.
Dude, right?
Sorry, we got rid of all your jobs.
No,
Here,
it's-
2%
well,
tax
what's
cut
the-
for everyone.
Plus,
Well,
they calculate how much you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose 20. Wait, how would you call the number in English? Like the number's so big, I don't even know how you call it in English.
It's probably, I would guess, 20 billion maybe.
Oh yeah,
No,
probably.
it's more than that.
There's no way it's 20 trillion.
No, it's not trillions.
It's
Yeah,
20 billion probably.
Yeah, that's how much we lose just from lowering the tax by 2%.
But if you think about it, though, what do they need that 2 billion? Like, if they had the 2 billion versus not them having the 2 billion, 20. Okay, 20 billion.
A good
You're
health.
not gonna see it. No, you're not gonna see a single change. I guarantee you, not a single change is gonna occur. That's because they
No, the
put so
reason-
much money to waste. All governments.
No. The reason for why this is done is so usually the people are the Germans always bought quite a lot of things and support the economy by that, but now people don't really they're not as ready to spend money.
Yeah.
And the idea is that products get a little more cheaper like that, and people are like, well, this is cheaper now, might as well get it. So that's the idea behind it.
Yeah,
Um,
you're pumping money into the economy to hopefully jumpstart it.
Yeah, exactly.
See, the thing with America is once they started opening businesses and stuff, the whole George Floyd thing happened, and now like everything's like they're just like sacking all the businesses now. After they've been shut down forever, now they're getting sacked. Like it's kind of like at least small business owners are really suffering now.
It shows you how stupid we are as a people.
Yeah.
Economy.
Also, I was gonna ask you, what is your whole take on that whole BLM movement?
Okay,
Sort of thing?
I'll talk about it on the after stream show, but I have a very controversial opinion, and I guess I have to say I don't have any right to speak about this because I'm not. You can say black, but like,
You're still a minority.
I'm still a minority in that sense, but I'm not in the minority in a sense that like people would consider oppressed. I don't know, man. Like, I have like a really weird opinion, but anyways, I think the George Floyd. I think when it comes to, I think I'd have to separate the two. Like when it comes to police brutality, 100% agree. Like it's a real issue, and I'm glad that people are protesting it and stuff. And I do think that the police should be held accountable for it. I don't think George Floyd, he shouldn't have died there. That was obviously bad acting.
He definitely shouldn't. Yeah.
What's being taken too far is that they're hurting regular people now instead of attacking the police stations and whatnot. They're just hurting small businesses and stuff.
Yeah,
and the police officers, it just shows how incompetent they are. By the way, they're just kind of just standing there. They're just kind of like there to monitor the crowd. They're letting them do it. They're letting them destroy these stuff. I mean, they'll throw tear gas and stuff and whatnot. But like, I don't know. Like they're not. The businesses are still getting destroyed. They're not defending anyone. So it just shows how incompetent the police are and how they definitely need change. As in, whereas like, is it really racism that occurred? Like, I mean, like, I don't think people are inherently racist to black people, but there's probably some kind of like subconscious racism in everyone's head. Like when it comes to profiling people, I think if you ask me, I think everyone profiles. You look at someone and you make a decision whether they look like they're friendly or not, and you can't police that. There's no way you can like tell people not to do that.
Yeah, you don't do these things on purpose.
Yeah,
it's
but
like
it happens.
more of an automatic. Yeah. Exactly that.
That's not something you can fix with laws and stuff. But in terms of like the police and stuff, they need to like make them less trigger happy, less brutal. They should.
The police officers need to be reminded they're not above the law.
Yeah, and right now it's almost like they are above the law. I mean, they're breaking traffic laws left and right, but they hold us accountable. And the funny thing is, the law only applies to law-abiding citizens. If you're a criminal, the law doesn't apply to you, and if you're a police, the law does not apply to you apparently. And that's what's kind of being showed right now.
Well, this is my whole take on this. Now, I'm not sure how police in the US compares to the US in Germany. Generally, we don't have like protests like that are like super rare here, because police brutality is actually not really big of a deal. Actually, it's the other way around. Like policemen have like really low rights. Like basically, they're only entitled to use their guns when they're being attacked. So I think that makes sense and all, but like, so we don't have incidents like that here. Also because if a policeman has to actually utilize his gun to defend himself, the whole case is being what you call like reward.
Yeah, they're looking into it. Like they're making sure it's justified and stuff. They don't do that in America. If someone dies, And the thing is, what's kind of sad is I'm guessing there's probably a lot of white people who suffer from police brutality as well, and nothing's done about it.
I was gonna say that. Yeah, I was gonna say about the interruption.
I'll be completely blunt when I say this. If George Floyd wasn't black or Hispanic, I don't think anyone would really bat an eye.
No one would have cared. No one would have cared. But I'm glad. But that's why I appreciate this for. Like I appreciate that the black people are taking charge of this and they're actually rooting for it.
I think they're hurting themselves.
I don't think they're hurting themselves.
They're destroying their own businesses. They're destroying their own.
That's not the Black Lives Matter movement. That's the the looters, the rioters. They're a separate category. They're people who are taking advantage of the situation. There are people. There's like the Black Lives Matter, and then there's people who just hate society. You know, I think that's and they're taking advantage of the situation to break the law. So that's just kind of what's happening. And
but what I was gonna say is, so yeah, we don't really have protests like that here. But I think I can, or like, I don't want to say I can imagine because I probably really can't. But I, like I can, like I don't want to say anything that I probably, like I don't want to say I can't understand it when I actually don't. But I think I get like the basic idea behind, like on this entire thing. And yeah, like I said, I think it's absolutely fair and also right that people protest on it.
Even the first
I agree with you. The protests are well deserved. Well deserved.
Yeah. I will say like,
can you not interrupt me, Bronze, for once?
All right.
And also, I think the whole, like, yeah, I agree with you, Gknight. Obviously, he should not have that. That was obviously not correct whatsoever, and it's also absolutely correct that that the policemen are now finally seeing a trial, or at least that's I think what's happening.
They got sentenced. I think was second-degree murder or something.
But my whole problem about this Black Lives Matter thing is that they basically, like, what they should do is not only care about black people being victim of police brutality, but instead should protest for like every member or like every member of the country being a victim of police brutality.
Yeah.
And from what I'm seeing, that's not what's happening. They only care about black people being in a better state, sort of thing, I guess you could say. But if someone else is a victim of that, then they just kind of don't care.
If I may also add something, because I agree with both of you in that aspect. That's my biggest issue with it. Because as an Asian, what the hell is the Black Lives Matter movement? And
Exactly.
by saying Black Lives Matter, that implies the lives of every other minority doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I did see something on like a sign where it says we're not saying that. They say that we didn't say not all lives matter or something like that. So they're saying that everyone's mattered, but they're focusing on black lives right now.
I will say this: I look back at the LA riots, which was there was a very heated tension between the Korean and black communities in Los Angeles right before the riots. And guess what? Koreans got injured. No one gave a shit. Oh, a black guy got injured. Oh, let's start rioting. Oh, the Korean got off. Oh, let's start rioting. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but then again, it's because, and you got to give respect, like props to the black community for doing it, because I mean at least they take charge. Like when a white person gets police brutality or whatever or killed, no one does anything about it. And
but there's also reason behind that, and that's because the black community is literally the second biggest community in the U.S. right after the white people themselves.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, white people don't do anything about it.
There's not enough Koreans. There's not enough. Well, maybe there would be enough Hispanics, but like with most of the other minorities, I just don't think there's enough people
to really make a change.
Yeah, so that they could unite themselves the way the black people can. Because it's a numbers problem.
Because black people overwhelmingly are the largest majority are overwhelmingly the largest minority in the state.
Yeah.
I mean, Latinos are going to take their place in like 30 years, but still.
And even when you look at Judaism and stuff, like the anti-Semitism and stuff that occurs in America, nothing's ever done about it. Like it gets a brief mention and nothing happens. Like for example, when the New York Times posted an anti-Semitic meme, like nobody did anything about it.
No one gave
it got a little bit of flack, but only to the Jewish people saw it. And even then, they didn't get canceled or anything like that. But now someone accidentally says the N-word on a YouTube stream or something, they get completely canceled, right? But when you post an anti-Semitic meme, nothing happens.
Senator Omar posted on her Twitter, right, how Jewish people are in it for the Benjamins. Remember that?
And that's the thing, because you know why they don't care about Jewish people? Jewish people do well.
Yeah, exactly.
Asians do well, economically speaking.
Yeah, that's why nothing's done about it, because they fix their own problems, and I don't know, like, I mean, I don't want to.
That happens. Yeah.
You're not wrong when you say that. Asians, rather than complain, you know what they do? They sit down and they keep on working.
Yeah.
That's actually what Germans do.
Keep on
That is
improving
really what
themselves. Rather than destroying their own businesses, rather than destroying their own buildings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's their
That's
fault,
literally
though,
Germans.
right?
That's
Yeah,
also
but
why
I
we rarely
think
have
black
protests.
people are mad if anyone gets hurt if they're black because they went through
What
slavery.
What is
the-
Norwell
stuff.
doing?
I don't think he wants to
How does that
speak,
work?
so he's using that.
Oh, he
Like-
doesn't want to.
Now, one thing that I was curious with the German police, though, is I feel like they'll get you for anything. Like, are those the police officers that'll pull you over for going, like, one over?
Gknight, it's not Mexico. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
Like, I know in Mexico, they'll pull you over just for being white, so they can just give you a ticket and, like, take your money.
You're not wrong.
Like, they really will.
Actually,
And then the police officer will end up dead the next day because the cartel found him, and they realized that
I
he
mean,
was taking advantage of their customer, because the customer is obviously the white guy who buys drugs. So,
What?
Yeah, I mean, it could be worse. It could be
How does
India.
that-
India, they'll do the same thing in India, too.
Yeah.
But in the
yeah.
U.S., there's some places I don't like how there's like a weird like I don't know what the right word is, like a difference, I guess, between
Like
like in certain
tension?
areas you go one over, not even one over, you give them any reason and they'll pull you over, and then there's some areas you can go 10 over and they'll be like, whatever.
They won't give a yeah. They
Yeah.
won't care. Like
There's no standard.
I think the police force should be federalized or not federalized. Centralized for that,
Yeah.
so we can at least establish a standard.
Well, yeah, by states and
Police-
stuff.
No, I mean like federal, because that's the thing. The reason why we don't have standards is because the states run them.
And it's hard to say. I don't know if I have a problem with the law or if I have a problem with the police officers for enforcing that law or what. But like with certain areas, like with the speed limits and stuff, like I don't think like everyone speeds. Like it's no secret that everyone's speeding, and the police aren't pulling over every person for it, obviously. But they'll pull over the one guy they can get, right? And
Yeah.
oftentimes, sometimes they'll profile people to pick out like who's going to be the easiest one to give a ticket to or whatever, who's going to cause the least problems or something like that. But even then, it's just kind of like why does it have to happen? Like why can't it just be like a standard? Like if they really believe speeding so bad, why don't they just criminalize it? Like why don't they? Like if they thought that speeding was endangering people's lives, they wouldn't let you drive if you were speeding. They'd pull you over and say to impound the car or whatever.
This is my opinion about it. I think that's more an issue with the law.
No, I don't think
Or-
so.
No,
Actually-
not the law. The way the law is enforced.
I mean, what they're doing is they're pulling you over and taking your money. Now, put this in a different context. What if you were going, like, say, you're going 45 and a 35, right? It's manageable, right? You can go 45 and a 35. It's safe. I feel like it's safe. I mean,
It is safe.
and basically,
let's be honest.
let's say someone pulls up behind you. This is not someone acting like a police, all right? So they pull up behind you, like a police officer pulls you over and says, all right, you broke the law. That's a $250 fine for speeding, whatever. Okay, now what happens if someone else did it, but they weren't a police officer? Like, it just looks like a robbery, right? They're just trying to take $250 from it. Like, what would you just speed off? You just say, F you, speed off, beat them up, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it just looks like a robbery, right?
I think this is a bit of a stretch.
That's a
Well,
strategy, right?
What do you
That is-
mean?
Yeah. No, because it is literally their job. They're literally just doing their job. No, actually, no, I was wrong.
But you could
when
say
I-
that with a lot of things in history that are, like, really messed up.
And that's so. I mean, they weren't prosecuted. Were the prison guards at Auschwitz charged for committing their war crimes? No, the people who organized it were.
Yeah, because they were the ones who told them to do that.
Yeah.
basically.
All right, whatever. I'm just saying that there's, like, kind of a double, like, the police officer versus someone who's not a police officer,
I do agree. We need to establish a standard. We need to establish a standard on a lot of things.
Now, what about, like, a legalized...
Law enforcement is one of them.
Do you guys ever feel like the government, or at least the police force, is almost like a legalized mafia?
No.
No, I kind of get the vibes, just because you know how like in the mafia and stuff they like go up to small businesses and stuff. You got to pay for protection, and like from who? Like from us, you got to pay for protection. That's kind of what the police is like. Like at least how I
Protection
feel.
from yourself.
They don't walk up to your house though and be like.
No, but you pay. You pay the police for protection. What protection do they give you? Well, we can see right now, obviously.
Well, I don't pay them directly.
Well, they get paid in taxes, and every time they pull you over, they get paid. So that's just kind of what it's like. And then also, if you're rich, it's much easier to get off of charges than if you're poor. I mean, all this kind of stuff, and even just to get
Harder in
seen,
India.
like in the judges and stuff, the courts, like trials take years, man. Like since when?
Courts take whoever. They're too backed up, and you know what they'll do a lot of times? They'll just say, you know what, F it, I don't have the time for this. And they'll get the person on a lighter sentence.
I don't know. Like I just don't think it's fair to people, and obviously I don't think a lot of people think it's fair, but You know, it's just kind of weird.
Like I said, I think it would help if we standardize it.
It is standardized. Like the police, it's not. They don't have different.
It's
It's just-
standardized along state lines, but not federal lines.
Well, the states have their own laws, which is kind of weird. Everyone wonders why the U.S.
That's what
has
I mean.
states.
I don't think that should be a thing.
States. I think they're like a last case scenario. Like in case the U.S. falls or something, you have states.
No, the reason why we do that is because states have because it's the United States. It's a federation of a bunch of states.
But then you can't
And
leave.
that's
States
the
can't
right.
leave the union. Like they're not allowed to leave for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, Texas thinks it can leave. Can it?
What if they're
No.
free?
If they leave, no, the freaking federal government will come take it over.
Civil War.
So it's just kind of weird.
But
A lot of trigger people.
That's
Probably.
another thing though about it. I do not believe the state should have rights. I don't believe states should have more rights than the federal government. I believe we need to centralize.
Well, the
it.
federal law is above all the states. Like if the federal law says it, the states can't amend that.
Marijuana is legal in the United States, but it's not legal in California and Colorado.
No, marijuana is a state law. It's
because
not a federal law. It's not banned
then-
by the federal law.
Dealing me up.
I thought recreational marijuana was banned under federal law.
I don't think it is.
I'm pretty sure it is.
I don't think it is.
I thought it was. No, I'm pretty sure it is.
Because you're not allowed to amend the state, like the federal law. Whatever the federal law says is what you have to do.
No, California. What California and Colorado are doing is technically speaking illegal.
So they're selling
just don't
marijuana
care.
illegally, the states?
Yeah,
I don't know.
and that's my opinion about it. The federal government needs to establish supremacy over the states again.
No, I mean, for big countries, it makes sense that it's federal because there's certain things that just make more sense when it can basically be locally applied
Like
instead of making one law that has to fit for everyone. So it does make it like there's a reason for why it exists, and there's
environmental laws, in my opinion, the state should make those.
Or actually, the most recent example I can think of is just this entire Corona crisis, because the cases differ from state to state, and depending on how many cases each state has, they can make the laws on what to restrict and what to allow.
You know what's weird with the Corona and stuff?
Locally, instead of having one government decide for an entire country when each part of the country has completely different number of cases.
Well, right now what they're doing is they're letting the states decide. But here's what's weird about the Corona stuff is the businesses and stuff, they have to close down and stuff. So they can't operate. But then again, you can still protest or whatever, have people gather up. And
that I disagree with.
It's just weird. Like they should be able to protest, but why can't these businesses open up? You know, and it really doesn't make sense. Like you can't do certain things, but you can do others that are super contradictory or whatever.
Yeah,
it's almost like
agree.
Corona works on a schedule. Like they think the virus attacks at certain times of the day or something, or at certain places. Like you can't go to a gym, but you can go to a restaurant and sit outside. Like it makes a difference or whatever. But you can go gather in a 200 people.
Wait,
whatever.
You can go out to restaurants in North Carolina?
I want to say most of the restaurants are still closed, but like in Tennessee, or I think
actually,
North Carolina, yeah, some of the restaurants are open, I believe. Yeah, so the restaurants are open. You can't sit inside, but you can sit outside or take out. But then you can't go to a gym. Like, what difference does it make? And you can't go to. I don't know if churches are open or synagogues, but I don't know if you can go to them yet.
I know in New York, churches are still closed, which makes sense. They should be closed.
Yeah,
I mean, we have a similar problem.
I think the thing is, I think people are old enough and wise enough to make their own decisions, whether they think it's safe for them to go to church or go to the store or whatever. And it shouldn't be the government's decision to say that's not safe for you or not. People are grown. They can decide whether it's worth the risk or not. Every day we make risks, and this is just another one of them. If they want to go to the
we're also
Dina, the interesting thing about this is exactly what my mom says actually. But every time she says that, I tell her, well, yeah, it is up to you whether you want to take the risk. But if you get infected in the end and you don't realize it, and then you end up infecting someone else, is that really up to you then?
That's how it's spread. That's how it's spread.
Here's the thing.
Because then you're responsible for that. And do you really want to be responsible for that?
overestimating
That's-
how smart people are.
That's
People
part
are
of the risk.
stupid.
No, I'm not assuming.
People are
People can
actual
decide
idiots.
for themselves though.
No.
Like for example, with
No.
schools and stuff, like there's a good chance you'll send your kids to school and they'll get shot up in a school, whatever. There's a good chance when you drive your car and you have passengers, you know, you can get T-boned and all your passengers die or whatever. Like that's a risk everyone has to take. All right, and it's the same thing with coronavirus. If you want to go to the store or you want to go to the gym and you get infected, that's on you, and it's your responsibility to, you know, get rid of your, like, you know, isolate yourself so you don't infect others. But if you're an old person, the thing is, it's different between young and old people. If you're an old person, yeah, you should be isolated from everyone, like, because it's dangerous to you. But if you're young and you're healthy and you're going to survive the virus, then why are we being isolated? Why are we being contained? And what's shown in New York is that even though everyone's under like freaking martial law in there, they can't go outside and stuff, it's still spreading, and it's obviously showing that staying indoors isn't helping anyone. In fact, I think it's making people more sick because it's lowering your immune system.
No, they're forgetting two things. First of all, like I said, there's a difference between taking the risk of getting shot and taking the risk of getting infected. Because, like I said, if you get shot, no one else is affected. You die, and period. Nothing else happens. If you get infected, you might die. You most likely won't. But possibly you infect someone who might die. So you are directly responsible for someone else's outcome.
No, if you're infected,
Yeah.
I mean, like, who you're, like, it's most likely your family that you're going to infect, right? You go home, whatever, and then you isolate yourself, whatever. The thing is, there are treatments for coronavirus. There's a lot of effective treatments out there, and the thing is, the U.S. government, they're not using them for whatever reason. They're trying to push a vaccine that is just complete bullshit at this point, and it doesn't make sense.
What sort of treatments is there?
There's ozone. You can do ozone therapy. That's one of them. Then there's the drugs that are out there, like Zithromax or whatever, and they're getting shot down left and right. And there's zinc. You can do zinc treatment. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can do. There's a lot of alternatives that you can do.
What meds even work against that?
Well, they're saying that Zithromax, it was like antibiotic that seemed to have some kind of effect against coronavirus, and the doctor said it worked. But the Fauci guy was like, no, we can't do it because these drugs are killing people. What's killing people is the coronavirus. You know, it's not the drugs. They're not. If you have nothing to lose and the drugs seem to be working on people, then why can't you take the drugs? You know, why are they restricting it? It doesn't make sense.
They should be.
The people should have medicine.
Yeah.
What they need to do is they just need to give people the treatment, and then people can live on. Like, for example, the flu, right? You can go out there, you can get the flu, whatever, and you can still bring it back and infect others, right? I mean, that's, like, how is that any different from coronavirus?
You know what's the interesting thing? I think we had more cases of the flu killing people than we did COVID.
Yeah. So what's the difference between someone going out there and risk getting the flu than coronavirus? It's no difference. People need to live life. You can't stop someone from living life over this. Because what's going to happen is you either die in your home sick, or you go out and you live your life and you get sick and whatever.
Well, here's the thing. I think it's absolutely fair that when this entire scenario first occurred, that the steps were taken well, it's still a rather unknown disease, but at that point it was absolutely unknown, and no one really knew what was going to happen. So I think it was absolutely fair that the entire lockdown happened in the first place. But at this point, the risks that we take, like the risks to destroy our economy, I think at this point are higher than to risk a couple lives. Like, this sounds kind of weird, but like I think people are overall going to suffer more from a entirely breaking down economy worldwide than they are from eventually getting infected.
No, I agree. I think it's just another disease. You know, people get through this. This is not something that's just going to stop the world. And what's happening is the government's letting it stop it. Like, just let people go to work. If you're not going to let them go to work, then pay them. You know, pay them what they'd be making anyways. But they're not. They're giving you $1,000 to what? Feed your 3-5 kids, whatever. Like, that doesn't cut it. You know?
Yeah, I know. I will agree. I'm not.
At this point, we need to prioritize the economy over.
It needs to open. Everything needs to open back up.
That's the thing. That's the thing I will agree with you on.
You can't just hide from this.
That's the issue I have with, our government at least. We're not doing enough. In a time we have no long-term plan for this. We're not doing enough. Our government is, at least, and it's gonna fuck us in the ass later down the road when we do try to recover.
Well, they just need to release the treatment. Right now, they're holding back all the treatments. They're not telling people how to get treated. What they're telling people is how to get tested. Like, what good does it do you to know that, oh shit, I got corona, now what? No, give him treatments. Let him treat it. Give people the treatment.
You know why though? Because of money.
Oh, dude, the test. I bet they make a fortune, dude. That's why they're telling everyone to get tested. And was it like
with
$50 to get tested?
Also, my guess is
And the
with
tests don't even work.
For the
Wait,
treatment,
you
I'm
have to pay for
thinking.
You have
Okay,
to
I'm thinking.
Wait, do you
I'm
have to pay for a test actually?
Some places you have to pay for tests, and other places you don't.
Okay, because there's no, like, I never heard of anyone having to pay for a test. They're paid by the health system here.
Most people, yeah, most of them are paid, but I know some of them aren't paid. Like if you go to an office or something, they're gonna have you pay for it. It's like $50, I think.
Oh well, I wouldn't pay that in my life. No,
No, not to get tested. What good is it? Oh shoot, I got COVID. Just treat it. Treat it like any other disease, right? And the way you treat viral infections is by boosting your immune system. You don't target the virus. You target your immune system and make it better. That's how you kill viruses.
A virus is not a bacteria.
Yeah, viruses are not. I mean, I believe viruses are alive. Other people don't, but they're not. Antibiotics don't work against it. Like you have to actually, you have to boost your immune system, and that's what they do in a hospital. If you have a virus or something, they treat symptoms because I guess that kind of works. Symptoms don't kill you usually, but like if you can mitigate like the stuff that would kill you as a result of the symptoms or inflammation, then you have a better chance of recovering from the virus. And that's what they need to do. They need to give people immune boosters, like vitamins, minerals, that kind of stuff, ozone. And there's an article or journal article just released that was talking about the beneficial effects of ozone against the coronavirus. It said this is a cost-effective way of treating the disease. It literally costs pennies to do, and they're just like, why aren't we doing it?
Well, how does it work then?
The ozone. Well, what it does is it's basically O3, and they inject it into your blood, or they infuse it in your blood, and then inject the blood back into you. And basically, what it does is it oxidizes anything with a charge in your system. So healthy cells are neutral charges. So nothing gets attracted to your charged cells. Now, when you have an unhealthy cell or an infected cell with the virus, it's going to be charged. I think it's going to have like a negative charge or something. So the ozone, it's gonna split into O2 and O, so you're gonna get oxygen from it, which is gonna help you with the cellular metabolism and stuff. So you're gonna get energy from it, which is good. And then that radical O, that one oxygen molecule, which is called a free radical, it's gonna attach to something and steal its electrons. So the unhealthy cell, it's gonna steal its electrons and it's gonna disrupt the membrane and kill it.
What is it gonna do?
It's going to attach to unhealthy cells. It's going to attach to viruses. It's going to attach to bacteria, fungus, whatever. Anything that's not supposed to be there, it's going to attach to, and it's going to steal electrons from and kill it. That's how it works.
What is that gonna do?
What?
What part of the ozone is gonna do that?
The ozone, the free radical, the oxygen molecule, it'll attach to anything with a charge and kill it.
How does it kill it though? With the
It steals electrons from it because the oxygen it steals electrons from stuff. It oxidizes stuff. It steals electrons.
Okay.
So that's how it works. So basically, with H2O, for example, this is a good example. It takes the oxygen will have a slightly negative charge because it takes the charge. It's stronger than the hydrogen.
Which is why water is such a great conductor.
Yeah, that's how it attaches to stuff because it's the bond. It bonds with your cells slightly.
It bonds with your cells.
Not bonds, but it's electrically attracted to it, so it kind of sticks to you. That's why it sticks.
I guess.
And that's why O3. I mean, I can send you guys a journal article. I just read it.
I don't think we would understand the information.
What do you mean we won't understand?
I don't think any of us had the scientific background to actually understand the information fully.
Yeah, I'm a nursing student, by the way, boys.
Hey, what the heck is a pogger?
I'm gonna put in announcements so you guys can take a look at it if you want, because this stuff says some pretty good stuff.
Someone explain to me what's a pogger.
Well, how much medical background information do you need to understand this?
You probably just need.
You need to know
knowledge of
basic chemistry. All you need to know is basic chemistry.
Like, I understand about 3/4 of the things Gknight says. I think that's impressive.
No, yeah, of course. I mean, I don't think I say stuff that should make sense to most people. With if you know any chemistry, you can understand this. But yeah, so if once they start giving people treatment, and I also heard that zinc works really well. I mean, I don't know much about zinc. I know it boosts your immune system and stuff. I don't know all the specifics.
My question about: are there any drawbacks
to ozone?
Yeah.
As far as I know, no one's ever died from ozone treatment. So worst
Are there
case
any-
scenario is nothing happens to you.
Just because you die doesn't mean.
No, there's no
just
drawbacks.
because you
I've
don't
never
die from
seen
it.
anyone get injured from ozone treatment.
I'm just curious if there's any because
I'll
it
tell
seems
you.
too good to be true.
I'll tell you what happens though. Well, the ozone thing, it's not a one-time cure. Like the cure is to fix your lifestyle, like and just get healthy. And ozone can help you do that. But the thing with ozone is once you do get injected, you'll feel sick for like a day, and then you'll feel fine afterwards. So if you're already sick, it doesn't really make a difference because you'll feel maybe a little worse, and then the next day you kind of just feel fine, like and your illness is gone pretty much. And sometimes it takes more time, and they've done this stuff with cancer and stuff. I don't know if I don't know if they do this in Germany or not, but I heard that Germany's pretty big on ozone.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not into the topic, so I can't really tell honestly.
Yeah.
Maybe. Like I can't tell really.
But it's just something interesting. Yeah, what Sean is saying right now, prevention is better than the cure, guys. Prevention is the cure. Like, why get like the thing with the American health system is what they do is they wait till you get it. Once you get it, like, oh, you feel sick, and then they'll treat your symptoms to make you feel better, but you're not better. You're still sick.
I agree with prevention is better.
So the best way to prevent is by being healthy. Engage in like active, healthy lifestyle choices. Eat healthy, exercise, that kind of stuff, and you're fine. If you get sick, you're gonna recover. You won't need medicine.
Knowing the American diet, though, that's not gonna happen.
You have to get off that. You can't eat fast food, boys. You have to cook your own food at home, eat organic and stuff. And people a lot of people say organic is just a label and stuff. But the reason organic is better, if it's certified organic USDA, is because it gives you non-GMO food. And the problem with GMO food is it has no nutrients in it. It's just empty.
Yeah.
And then the thing with also is it ensures that there's no pesticides on it. Because pesticides are what's causing cancer and causing lower immune systems and killing your cells. Pesticides are literally just toxins.
And at the same time, there are foods which, the proportions of our diet, it's just out of control. Not only of the size of the actual portions, but also what it's made up of. I mean, you go to the South. How much of your diet is corn?
Well, I mean, I don't eat what you call a Southern diet. Oh, I eat a lot of potatoes. In general.
Yeah, potatoes. Like foods that, while are hearty, they're not the most healthy thing, especially if they make up most of your diet.
Well, I think the diet thing could be fixed if people. I think the reason people are eating more is because they're eating non-GMO foods, and when they're eating that, they're not getting the nutrients they need, so they're still feeling hungry afterwards because they're eating empty calories. That's my theory.
It doesn't help when they eat like TV dinners.
Yeah, if you eat a hearty meal that's healthy and stuff, you're not gonna be hungry afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly that. When it's been, I'm actually not sure. It's probably been like at least like 3 or 4 years since I ate fast food for the last time. But every time I did it, which like I said is several years ago by now, I was eating it, then I felt good for like, let's say half an hour, then I was like, well, I could have something again.
Yeah, exactly.
That
doesn't stick.
People get fed.
Fast food, it doesn't stick with you.
Yeah.
It goes right out the body.
Yeah, it just screws you up, and you can't digest it. I mean, how do you? They put so many preservatives in it that even your body it's protected against your body.
I remember a YouTube video of a burger from like a Mac from not Mac what's McDonald's? Yeah, Big Mac.
Big Mac
from McDonald's that was 107 years old. It was still good. It was the exact same.
If bacteria can't digest it, you can't digest it. Like, let's be real.
Your stomach is.
You're not gonna be able to eat it.
Yeah, considering the fact that bacteria is your stomach, basically. Your stomach is acid and bacteria.
Yeah, I mean, if your gut can't attack it, there's nothing you're not gonna be able to absorb it. You're not gonna be able to get the nutrients out of it.
Your intestines won't be able to absorb any of the nutrients.
And it'll damage you too. Like that kind of stuff can damage you. Like it'll get in there and it'll screw stuff up. Because it's gonna see stuff that's not supposed to be there, and when there's stuff that's not supposed to be there, inflammation occurs. And what inflammation does is it kills healthy cells too, and that's how the damage occurs. So that's just an interesting thought.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't been eating fast food for like 4 years because it just doesn't, like when I eat it, I can like taste the unhealthiness, and I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
It's just not good.
So it's just something interesting to think about. But yeah, overall, I think that the government, it just needs to give people the treatment.
I don't think the government is handling it well, and I'm not too sure if it's the fault of the states or if it's the fault of the federal government. But right now, I'm blaming both.
It's everyone's fault at this point. Like, whoever says to keep everything closed down, they're the problem right now. Like, it shouldn't be closed down anymore. Just let people do their thing. And if you have a problem with everything being closed down, just stay inside. You know, just don't let anyone out. Just stay inside and see how well it suits you.
To make this political, Trump's gonna have another 4 more years.
No, he's gonna get the next 4 years, and
well, I'm saying he's gonna have a fun 4 more years, as in he's gonna get reelected, and then he's gonna have to clean up this mess.
And I hope he does. You know, like whoever the president is, I hope they, I hope they're able to do it.
I doubt he will. I really do.
Well, we can't really say that for sure. But anyways, I guess it's a good wrapping up point then. We'll leave it on that note. We start off kind of weak, but we kind of bring it back at the end here. If you guys enjoyed the after stream show, make sure to leave a like. We'll be doing these after every stream because it is the after stream show. And if you have any more topics, wait, what?
What stream did we even just have? Did I miss a War Thunder stream?
Missed a WAD stream.
Actually, me and Gknight had we did a War Thunder stream at like 11 last night.
Well, then I missed nothing, I guess.
Someone wants me to look up Dirty Gabe in Urban Dictionary. Should we end off like that?
Yes. Also, Starfox, you want to squad up?
Yeah, sure. I'm playing the Mark 22, and the trains are trash.
Oh, I'm playing.
This is pretty messed up. I don't think I'm gonna.
I'm on the jet ride.
Why do you know what that is?
I could grind out my.
I don't know what it is, but I can imagine.
Off stream, I want to show this to people though. There's something I want to show people off stream because it's super political, and I can't really say anything about it. But it's interesting, so we'll do it. I like getting edgy. All right.
A condition in which a fist.
Okay. I'm gonna end the stream. All right. I'll see you, broskies. Join us on the Discord if you want to hear some super.